Aavak, are you going to dig out the rocks in your backyard? Yes. I need it for the space, if nothing else. Hello, are you happy, bees? Yeah, of course they are. How could they not be happy? There we are. Thank you very much for all of the honey. Again, this many beehives is basically sustaining my crippling honey addiction in this game. On that note, chomp. So useful. Honey has to be one of the best foods. Truly. On that note, let's drop off some of these. There we are. Top up my meat. Actually, you know what? I should really get that repaired. I'm somewhat tempted to take a flint knife out with me, just for those times when that knife breaks down, because that was a bit nasty to not have that weapon anymore. Either that, or just have a regular club. I don't know. So Aavak has a diabetes farm. Well, honey, check. Trees chopped, check. Graveyard. Well, you know what? Maybe. I'm not as big on doing that in solo games, but if there is something that looks like a grave adornment, I will make a little graveyard for me. Though I'm gonna be honest, if I had if this was like multiplayer, 100% graveyard. Let's top up my fires. But yeah, I'm definitely feeling like I'm learning more and more and more every time I play about building. And making things, like specifically making things. Oh, really? It's that little step there. I'm gonna have to remove that one. Making things pretty. Specifically, actually decorating my builds. Superfluous items. Oh, actually, I should put the raw food over there, I guess. Let's pop that in here. Oops, wrong way. In fact, is there anything I can cook with this? Yes. I could make minus stamina. Okay. I am going to need more places that I can get to that have various... Like, I'm going to need portals to places where I can farm certain ingredients. That's the takeaway I've got right now. Can we make a lot of these? Can I upgrade them? No, I can't upgrade them. I can also repair. Maybe that's just something that you always have the ability to do. Okay, raw food. I'm going to need to make a fermenting area as well. Right now, I'll just pop it into raw food. But that's interesting. If I have a look at this, how much do I require for a barrel? I probably have the bronze, but I do not have the fine wood. So I'm going to need to go and grab some of that. That oak tree is preserved. That oak tree is preserved. I'm going to build my farm up around here. That's probably going to be a good bit of... Wow, those grew fast. Okay. Okay, those grew super fast. Wow. Indeed, Bilal. Indeed. What A Kiss for Luck says, that's actually a really, really nice way of putting it, yeah. Build it beautiful. But yeah, the craft hall is going to be redesigned completely. My house will eventually be completely redesigned. We're also going to be building a dock down here. I need this one. These are all things that we're going to require. Go in there, and the cape can go in here, and we should be good. Right, yep. Let's go. Oh, also, I grabbed the resin out of the fuel chest, actually, just to top up my torches, make sure they're all burning brightly. Just got a few maintenance things I need to do. Here and there, hither and yon. Okay. Ready to munch and crunch on everything I've got. Aavak, do you know whether the rested icon is a ritual icon? I don't know. I don't necessarily consider it a ritual icon either, being Celtic, but the down the bottom left, it's your health. Up in the top right, it's how long you've got on the rested duration. Aavak, where are the sconces? We're going to be getting to them. We're going to be getting to them. I need to consider future sconces, you see. And future sconces demand that I have more access to copper. So for now, I'm thinking that having a portal is going to be an important move. Oh dear. I mean, you can hit everything on the way down if you really must. Very well. But we're going to want to set up a farm. We're also going to want to start setting up the fences, frankly. Realistically, if you were hunting normally... you need to be not there anymore. Actually, you're fine. You would try to hunt... Well, first and foremost, a bow hunter, it's as much about being stealthy and getting close to what you're hunting as it is about actually being accurate with the bow. Because the closer you are, the more sure you can be of the shot you're going to take. You should never take a shot you're not sure of. But if you were going to go for the shot here, this would be decent. Right there, just in the crook of their front armpit. Straight through. That angle was a little bit off, to be honest. Would have been a little bit better, a little bit further out. Just so you can bury it into the cardiovascular organs. Come hither, you. Dear Lord, it's... How minus 22? Wow. Yeah, no, absolutely. You can hunt from stands. And then you just basically just stay there long enough. It's more of an ambush then. But indeed, you know, that's what hunting is in many cases. Yeah. Quite a lot of bird hunts, so we'll use hides for that reason. Stone there. I am here for the fine wood, please and thank you. I need to A, build some more decorations for the house. B, I require enough stuff to... Oh, this is core wood. Ah, oh, damn it. It's not fine, of course. Still, core wood is nice, but it's not what I was looking for. So... Please no. I'm planting the forest. A couple more over there. Alright, let's go and deal with you then. Hi. There we go. Don't actually need to parry. Most of the time, my dagger does enough. It staggers them anyway. I guess I'm going to just need to go out and harvest more birch then. It's going to be a requirement. I'm also I really like the idea of actually developing like roads and stairways, not just ramps, but little stairwells, some actual walls around things. I think it'll look really nice. And in fact, that might be something that I want to start work on right now. Because it's only going to be a matter of time before I start getting raided. And I don't want my beautiful base to fall victim to me just not prioritizing preparing defenses. A little bit of everything. All the woods, at least. Right now, that's all I can build with. I do believe you can build with stone eventually. It's just going to take you time to get there. Let's pop you in there. Don't need the stone. Don't need the leather hide. I think we're good. Aavak, just wanted again to say thanks for being you. And thanks to chat for being so dapper. After 74 months of subbing, coming to a stream is sometimes like coming home. Oh man. Thank you so much, Bilal. It is such an incredibly, incredibly wonderful thing to hear. And yes, now the Cheers theme song is playing in the back of my head. You have afflicted me. Hey, Votino Decay, thank you so much for the 10 months, mate. And Firewall, thank you very much for the Prime. It was very kind of you, but honestly, that was so heartwarming to read, Bilal. Thank you, mate. Long may this feeling of coming home to one of the streams continue. A sip of Allfather in your honor. And since you probably missed the beginning of the stream, I'm refining my Allfather cocktail recipe. Currently, once again, as I don't have mead, I'm not really sure how well mead would work with whiskey, but we've got the amaretto, just regular whiskey, and honeyed whiskey liqueur for that honey feeling. Ah, so good. And some rocks in there as well. Not ice cubes, rocks. What Viking would have water in his drink? No. Rocks. Spicy water or not. Or nothing, basically. Whiskey can be let off. It's basically not water anymore. Come on, you. I was amused that someone mentioned in one of the comments on the VODs that I've started putting up from the first stream of how long it took me to discover coal in my game. They were very, very bemused. Because apparently people have coal pretty quickly. But it took me a few hours to get there. They were like, well, that... if nothing else, that means you take your cooking seriously. I was like, yeah, I suppose it does, actually, when you think of it. I always basically stop what I'm doing in order to cook. There have been a few times since. But then again, I have played this for, like, I don't know, going on past 24 hours now of in-game time. So, you know, a few actual mistakes. It's going to happen. Oh, my lord. This is going to give me a hernia. Look at exactly where that's tied to. It's either cinched to the front of my belt or it's cinched to my groin. Either way, this is gonna hurt. Alright. Vinewood, here we come. My lord. To be fair, though, that is definitely one way of promoting responsible card ownership. You can be very careful about every bump and thing you knock that card into if it happens to be tethered to your groin. You are going to feel that, and you're going to wish you didn't. Very little firewood, but we do absolutely 100% need to get ourselves a brewing keg. It is now a requirement. Also, I need some more honey. Also, I need to go hunt more necktails at some point. I feel like getting the farm up and running is going to be really important simply because it's going to remove my reliance on hunting for things like necktails. I would hope. Whether it does or not, I will see, but hopefully. Really. You brought that on yourself, Great Dwarf. Could have just left me to my tree chopping in peace. I'm focused on building right now, not hunting you. Switching to lurk mode to go sleep. Night chat. Oh, take care, Melody and Time. Thanks for dropping by. I hope you have a lovely sleep. Are there birch seeds or oak seeds? I've not come across any if there are. It's a good question, because I would very much like to be growing fine wood. But, to be fair, an oak tree... I mean, to be fair, that massive pine tree as well, it's like, okay, that grew fast. I don't know what I was thinking, but I'm assuming this game has a gamified growth rate on like farming crops and trees and things. But even still, an oak tree takes a long time to grow. To any like, you know, appreciable size anyway. No, naughty cradle. No. Go grab this one. But yeah, not eating well is such a drain on your stamina. Or rather, you just have so little stamina to use. It is a big pain in the bum. Reef, thank you so much for the Prime sub. 12 months. Just stopped in to sub. Now back to the VODs to catch up. Enjoy, mate. I hope you enjoy watching the VODs. Do let me know what you think about them. Okay. Well, a bit of fine wood over there I'm going to need to come back for. I'm eating nothing but meat and honey. That can't be good for me long term. Well, I mean, you know, there's plenty of people that get by quite fine on just eating meat. In fact, I went through a carnivore period. I mean, I didn't do it for a very long time, but I basically just ate meat and eggs. I've explored very many alternate diets. Well, I hate the term diet because it implies that I'm dieting, and that is absolutely not what was happening. Did something die over? No. Wow, did the bees take something else out? But diet as in the kind of things that I'm eating at any particular time. Let's stress that. Not for any particular purpose, just that's what I was eating. And I've done everything from fasting for large amounts of time to... Oh, really? I ran all the way back, but my cart was over there. That was good. But to keto, and largely just to see what it was like in many cases, though with keto generally that I don't necessarily always have the means to eat greens, really. Sometimes the only thing around just happens to be keto appropriate. And basically if you're fasting, you're automatically in keto anyway. But yeah, for a period of time I just ate meat and eggs. I was fine. In fact, I felt amazing. I did it for a few weeks, but I don't think you have a lot to worry about. It depends on what you're eating. If you were eating game and only game, there's a lot to be said. But you'd be surprising, like. No matter what, you'd be surprised how much you get from eating herbivores. They're eating loads of other stuff and they're infused with all of the good stuff from the greens. And then you eat them, so you passively absorb the good stuff from the greens. It's an interesting cycle. If you were only eating carnivores, that's a very different thing. Depends on what they ate. But then you're like third hand eating the greens and you're probably not getting a lot out of that. Cook some of this meat. Actually, I'll just pop this in the raw food chest for now. Yeah, you cannot live on rabbit alone. Or rather, you'd need to consume enormous amounts of rabbit in order to do that. You'd have what is it? Rabbit starving or rabbit starvation, something like that. I think it's called. You need a varied diet in whatever you're eating, but a varied diet of different types of meats you can absolutely do. Rabbits and cows and things like that are just... I can't eat grass. I don't have the right organs or intestinal diversity, the biodiversity in my gut, or the right shape of gut to consume grass. Rabbits can, though. So when I eat a rabbit, what I'm really doing is rabbits are grass refineries. And then you consume the rabbit and get the goodness from the grass. You can think of it like that. I'm actually still eating vegetables. I'm just eating it through a rabbit. So in a way, I am solar powered because the grass is solar powered. The grass photosynthesizes. Something eats the grass. I can't photosynthesize, so I eat a thing that eats things that photosynthesize. And thus, the circle of life is complete. I'm made of star stuff and also powered by stars. Ah, the universe is grand. Right, I need mostly the fine wood now. We're going to want... Oh, we don't have enough bronze. Damn it. I thought we had 5. We do not. Well, that's very vexing. What? Who's out there breaking my stuff? Show yourself. You're hitting my charcoal kiln. Wretch. Too much of a coward to take on my bees. You attacked my kiln. Thankfully, my kiln is made of stone, so it's a little bit hard for you to break, but still. Have I ever had jackrabbit? No. No, I haven't. Not particularly common fare where I've lived. Again, though, I don't hunt just because. I hunt to eat. I don't need to hunt to eat. I don't. It's a simple logic to it. I don't feel in any way bad about hunting because I don't do it for sport. I do it when there's a need to. I wonder if this gets used for brewing at some point. I guess it does. But either way, I now need to find coal, which is more of a potch than I was expecting. I guess what I could do is I could build the teleporter. I'm thinking I may just go for a temporary job on a teleporter. Alternatively, I could work on building up the farm. You know what? I've said that I need to do it enough. It's time that I did it. For this, we're going to need a few things, though. But yeah, there've been times in my life where the only way we had food was what we hunted and what we grew. But unfortunately, you know, land isn't always as available to grow enough, you know, vegetation. And again, even if it were, not enough to sustain you. So I mean, you could have just a field of potatoes or a field of carrots. It doesn't go well. You need variation. I mean, these days, if you've got money, you can supplement it with different things. To have a healthy vegan diet, you need a lot of land, an enormous amount of water. I mean, shockingly large amounts of water, which doesn't seem like a problem until you actually try to fathom out the logistics of doing that for an individual scale. But mostly it's the amount of land you need to be able to grow the right sort of stuff, and the climate, not always an option. Obviously, with science as it is, you know, it's becoming more of an option with GMO. But you know, we're not there yet. But there have definitely been, you know, there've been lots of times where the only food that we had was what we managed to hunt. go. I'm thinking of having a nice big farm, like a tiered area, but I'm wondering if I can make this look less jank. I guess one thing I could do is build up a raised platform out of things like the palisades or something like that. Something that makes it look a bit more intentional. I think that would be really nice. Let's carve this back a bit. Yeah, I think that might be really nice to do. I'm going to use the raising tool to modify the land just around here. Can I just soften it a bit? Yes, I can. Oh, fantastic. Okay. Might not need to build a wall then. If I can soften it a little bit, that'd be perfect. Still looks a bit jank though. But I think with hunting, as with everything else, it's pretty much moderation. Take only what you need. As I said, with science, it's becoming more possible for places to meet those needs in different ways. Though one of the things that the pandemic really showcased is that certain lifestyles, such as veganism, is only possible whilst there is a fairly developed infrastructure to support it. Once that infrastructure is gone, it gets dicey fast. Hopefully, again, in the future, science will continue to advance in certain areas and it'll make it a lot more sustainable. Sustainability is probably the biggest thing with certain things, like, you know, certain milk substitutes and things like that. Like almond milk. I believe almond milk is a particularly big offender. Again, mostly just because of the water it uses. It requires shocking amounts of water. There we go. Alright, now then, let's have a look at what we can build. In terms of the building style, I could just have the stake walls. But I'd want something a bit shorter. Just something to build up. And I'm wondering how the terrain leveling will work with that. Like if it'll respect what I'm doing. And might like keep within bounds. We'll see. Oh, does avocado require a lot of water? I wasn't aware of that. And yeah, you would have, if potato was the only thing you were eating, it's the same as anything else. If it's the only thing you're eating, you're going to need something to supplement that. You cannot only live on potatoes, and it's true. You can't only live on most things. Again, it's having a varied diet is probably the more important part of it all. No, I don't want a palisade around here, but I wouldn't mind building up a little wall. Just a little something to give me a bit of shape to this area. Though I'm not sure it'll have the right look. Where's this wood? Well, let's give it a try, shall we? It does snap, good. I know I'm building the palisade facing the wrong way. It's because this isn't meant to actually be... Oh, wow, that takes a lot of wood. This isn't meant as a defense. This is actually cosmetic. Drop that off then. Drop these off. Okay. We will have more of a palisade wall elsewhere, though. Really? Am I missing? Oh. There we go. I was about to say, am I missing it again? How? But again, it was a really eye-opening experience seeing how much people were struggling with things like supplements and the necessary additional kind of infrastructure you need to have a healthy diet as a vegan when the pandemic rolled through and suddenly supply lines were significantly less robust than they used to be. Can I? Can't. Can I perhaps make this in occasionally? Okay, yeah, I can. Does that benefit me, though? Oh, no, I can. Okay. So I could make a little bit of a platform up here. Up to this little farm area. And maybe take this path all the way around. Yeah, that doesn't work. I'm gonna have to rethink it. Perhaps bringing it down here is enough, though. You might find that that is the case. Creates a bit of a platform area.